If you've seen Hush, The Governor, The Soldier's Story, Uncloaked, then you just might know me as an actor. If you've watched the award-winning short film Seeing Betrayal, then you will know me as a filmmaker. My name is Baaj Adebule. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, and a writer. This is how it goes. I actually used to do 9 to 5. I was working as a customer service and operations person in GoTV on the DSTV for like a year plus. It was fun. It was really nice. I had good bosses. The job was very comfortable. You know, you get to dress how you want. You don't have to wear a tie. It was a really comfortable job. But halfway through it, you just start having that feeling that this isn't what you're supposed to do. You know, when you start feeling like you're a fish out of water. You're just not where you are is where you're supposed to be. So I started just trying things out, reading about different occupations, and I did a little bit of modeling. I did a lot of TV presenting, and I heard about the Tinsel audition. Now at that time, Tinsel was like the biggest thing in Nigeria. So they were doing general auditions. I was like, what's that could happen? Let me just go there. So I showed up and I introduced myself, and I said, okay, thank you for coming. I didn't even get to audition or anything. I just went back to work. Then I got a call back to come and read for a character. I was nervous because I'd never done an audition. And I got there. There were a lot of other actors there that have actually been around for a while. Some I knew, some I didn't know. And I went in with that time I had a mohawk because I was trying to also pursue modeling. So I was trying to do some runways. I had this interesting mohawk on my head. It was disastrous. And I was awful. Like I was missing my lines. I was stuttering. I was nervous. I'm sure I didn't even sweat, but I'm sure I was sweating. The director doing the audition was like, "You didn't do well." Like he said to me point blank, "But you have a very good look for the character." And he made me promise that I was going to go home and really work at it. Like, so he was going to he's going to take a leap of faith with me. Eventually, I got this is just a small role on Tinsel. I think just like 2-3 scenes, and it was like spark. You know, like it's been in me from when I was little, but I never thought I actually have enough courage or, let's say, ability to actually pursue it. But just that small experience just sparked it out. This is it. You know, this is where you're supposed to be. And that's where the virus or the fire started from, and it just took over. It was more of an inexperienced sort of work. You know, I had no real knowledge of acting. So my work was more of just, how do I say this? How do I do this? And no matter how much you want to work on something, there's hard work and there's good work. So it was more of hard work without really knowing what you're working on. It was like no direction. So I was just all over the place. So it helped to have just a little bit of knowledge, but it didn't really grow me as an actor. Because I realized I really needed hands-on training for it. But it was a good start. After Tinsel, I did just 2 episodes, and then I started thinking about it, like, how do I get into this? But because of how awful I was, I was like, maybe I'm not special enough to be an actor, but I still want to do this. So I said, let me focus on filmmaking. So I started reading a couple of books. But my uncle, like, he still said, okay, you know, just still put acting in there. Like, just learn the ropes, then you can focus on filmmaking. So he would help me get some information about some auditions in Surulere and all those places, which I would go for and not get picked. No faults to them, I won't have picked me either. Yes, I did a lot of that until 2011. I just knew I couldn't do this anymore. Like, I couldn't do the 9 to 5 anymore. The thought of pursuing the acting and filmmaking career had taken over my mind. I couldn't focus on work. I couldn't, like, it was time to tell on my work. Like, even like that I've changed. Like, I'm not more as efficient and as effective as I was when I started. I seemed to be distracted, which was true. I was super distracted. So I just, like, you know, I made a decision. I told them I'm going to have to leave. There's something that is ripping my mind up, and I really have to focus on it. So that's when I quit, and I focused on entertainment squarely. For the first years, I regretted that decision. Because after I quit, my friends started like gearing me up that okay, maybe I should try Mr. Nigeria. Just try things. Literally, what they were just saying, just keep trying things, keep learning. So I paid for the form. I started working out, and I was just going to go for the audition and just learn. And I got there and I got picked to go into the house. I was like, I almost want to tell them, no, I didn't come here to. But I got picked to go into the house. I had to call my friends, my uncle family. Okay, this was not the plan, but I'm going to the house, so now I need a sponsor, I need designers, I need trainers, I need like a lot. So in 1 month I got all that, and the experience was fun. It was an awesome experience. Fourth runner up from not expecting anything, So from that, I got to meet a couple of other people, actors who started putting me through, sending me audition notices, introducing me to people, and I went a long while just going for auditions and learning. That was like the first 2 years was literally just focused on going for auditions and learning. Not like I wasn't hoping to get a big break or anything, but I knew my acting chops wasn't good enough, wasn't even close to being good enough. So I really focused on being a good actor, just learning from every actor, every director I'll come across at auditions, on a job. Even if I'm just playing the role of an extra, I'll just sit there and just watch other people do their thing. And when they're done, I'll ask them, how did you do this? Can you show me how to do this? How do I interpret a script? How do you prepare for your characters? How do you take in lines? How do you deliver your lines? Stuff like that. And I got lucky because I got to work with really patient directors. I'll call them patient because I was frustrating them with the multiple takes they'll have to take just for me to get my stuff. But they were really patient. They understood that this guy loves this thing and it's just starting out. So they'll go the extra mile to just put you through, and it was really nice. But I didn't start getting recognized in the industry till 2015, 2016. I got to work with some really great directors, and I got cast in The Governor, which is a blue chip Ebony Life series, really big. And right after The Governor, I got cast in Hush, which is at the moment Mnet's best series for a very long time. But it wasn't till like 2015, 2016, and even till then, I was obsessed with a lot of actors then, foreign actors to be specific, and they blew my mind. Like, it was at that point when I realized why I wanted to be an actor. Before then, it was more of just passion, just you love this thing and you want to do this and this is all you want to do. But I didn't really know why I loved it. And I watched a couple of actors, Denzel Washington, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, the list goes on and on, Meryl Streep, and I realized what I loved about it so much was how they made me feel watching them. They had complete control over my emotions, my thoughts, my things I would love or hate. They literally owned me through their performances. And that's why I loved it. I wanted to be able to do that to someone else. I wanted to make someone happy, make them cry, make them angry, make them sad, just because of how real I am on screen. And that became my goal as an actor, to be able to do that. So I started watching a lot of masterclass and amateur acting videos on YouTube, started reading a lot of write-ups on how to act, both from like acting for dummies to being an Oscar-winning actor. Started doing a lot of that and continuous rehearsals. I'll just download a monologue or a dialogue and just rehearse it in front of the mirror, and then watch the film where it was done and see how the person did it, and watch behind-the-scenes videos of how actors would prepare for roles. And it was a lot of research and rehearsals by yourself at home, because one thing about being an actor, especially if you're doing it full-time and you're just starting out, going to have a lot of free time. Like, you're going to be really going to just be at home. And if you keep thinking, okay, I'm just going to be going for auditions and one will just hit, and you don't make good use of that free time, that one hit might not come because you might not do a good enough job to get it. And when that one hit comes, you might mess it up because you're not a good enough actor to actually pull it off. So if you're not really working on yourself in that free time, you're just going to do yourself a whole lot of harm. It's not really about prayers and who you know. You don't want to be that actor that is a star but can't act. That's the worst thing to have. For you to be a star, and when they're calling the real talented actors, your name can't come up because you didn't do your homework when you had the chance to. So I really focused on just developing me. And by 2015, I got the governor after like a series of auditions, and it was an awesome experience. I got to work with really great actors, and like a month after that, I got Hush, and that's I think that was the real spark in industry. It's still called one of the best TV series ever in Nigeria. So being a lead on that obviously is definitely going to push you into the limelight, and it was a magical experience. I got to work with people I'd seen from little boy that I would never even imagine that I'll be talking to and be friends with. You know, that kind of feeling. And I got to work with really great directors. I got to play a character that I would say is every actor's dream. You know, as an actor, you want to play a character that lives. You know, he grows, he changes, he experiences things, and he learns over a long period of time. And people watching can actually grow with you. I almost feel like they know you. You want to play that kind of character that anyone is watching that character will feel like they know him in real life because they've had the chance to grow with this person. And lucky for me, I got to play that kind of character. And one thing that character does for you as well, it trains you as an actor. It develops you as a person. It helps you learn more as you play him. So I'll say, yeah, that was when the stardom begun. Preparation for Hush was black and white. Because at that time, I hated Mnet. I really hated them because I had auditioned for 2 other series before then. I had auditioned for a bunch of their movies and I had gotten no's. There's even one time that it was a maybe and I was super excited and then turned to a no. You know, so I just had this particular production house hates me, and unfortunately that's the biggest production house in Nigeria. So like this one's just hates me. So I should not expect anything from these guys. So when the Hush one came out, you're supposed to send in a monologue. And at the time I was shooting Governor, which means I was in Calabar. So they needed to send an audition video and where you like to audition. So I sent in my monologue and put in Port Harcourt. But unfortunately, when they now called me to audition, I was done with the Governor and I was now back in Lagos. And that thought of, it's not like they're even going to pick you. So why are you wasting your time flying all the way to Port Harcourt? I'm not going. So I blew it off. So when the one for Lagos came in, a friend of mine was like, hey, since you didn't go for the one for Port Harcourt, go for the one for Lagos. And that's the one that you have to start from the bottom. Like, the people that sent in monologue videos get to pass that stage and just go to callbacks. But the ones in Lagos that didn't send any monologue video, literally anybody can go for it. Like, anybody. You could be walking in there and you see a banker. It's for, like, anybody. And I was like, 1, these guys are probably not going to pick me. 2, I'm not going to start auditioning like I just started working last week, so I wasn't going to go. My friend was like, just go, you can never tell what will happen, just go. So I went in and I got through the audition. They called me for the callback. I did the callback, then they called me for a screen test for like 3 or 4 screen tests. And I did all the screen tests. And then they called me for a 5th one or 4th one. And I was like, I'm not going. I'm tired. If you can't pick me by now, then you're probably not going to pick me. Because I couldn't get that thought of, these guys have always told me no out of my mind. And a friend of mine that didn't even get a call back was like, you have to go. Like, Dr. Tedela, I was like, dude, you have to go. Yes, they've called you 5 times. Just go. And after him pushing, I think that's, it really helps to have good people around you. Like, real good friends that want their success just as much as they want yours, you know. And he kept pushing there, just go. So I went in there and it turns out that was the most important screen test because that's the one that had the directors in there. They really wanted to know if you could vibe with the other characters that they were already looking to cast. So if I'd actually not gone for that one, I'll probably not have been picked. So I went in there, did the audition, and I think 2 or 3 weeks later, got a call that, hi, I'm talking to Baaj Adebule, yes, congratulations, you've been casted, so, in Hush. And I was like, when are you looking to film? They said February. I said, I'm not going to be available, sorry. Every time I think about that, like, you must have been stupid. I just want to know that it doesn't work for me because at the time I'd already signed on to do a passion project with a director I was a big fan of, and I really wanted to do that project because that project was about real life, you know, and that's that just makes me more excited when I'm acting something that's about real life. So like I'd already agreed to do something else. I don't think I'm ready to sign on a 1 year project. I could like literally hear the other person on the line like, is this boy mad? So like, okay. And he cut the phone and I thought that was it. And an hour later I got another call from someone that he's like my dad in the industry. I'm like, have you lost your mind? I heard you said no. I was like, and I tried to explain to like, wait, this like he really described to me that Hush was going to be the biggest thing out there when it comes out, and I've been cast as R&B's son. Now, when you hear that, that's like, I'm like, wait, sorry, could you come back? I didn't quite catch that because a lot of people didn't know that or don't know this, but as a little boy, I actually stalked R&B for a little while. I would after church, because I was still little, I couldn't like tell my parents I want to go to a particular church. I had to go to the family church. But once we're done from church, I'll bus to his own church, just so I could maybe watch the ending of the service or just watch him enter his car and drive off. Some ridiculous things like that. So when I was like, I'm going to actually get to act with him, I said, okay, I'll yeah, no problem. I'm forget what I said before. I was joking. I wanted to see if you guys will laugh. I'm laughing. I'm down. And that's how Hush started. It's always nice to have someone to look up to. And when you have that person, it's not like that person is where you want to end up. It's like a goal, you know. And as an actor, people that I've always looked at like that are people that have been able to make my own dreams come true by watching them. Like I said previously, people that have been able to successfully take me on a journey through my emotions just by watching them in a film or a TV series. So that's what I look at when I'm looking for a role model. I have a long list of them because there's so many great movies, thus there's so many great performances, hence so many great actors. So there are going to be some I'm not even going to name because they won't come to my head now, but Marlon Brando, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Al Pacino, Eddie Redmayne, Tom Hardy, a long list of them, and it keeps changing. Or when I say changing, I'll say growing, because it could be a movie that'll come out tomorrow, and I'll watch it and just get blown away by what a fellow human being would do with the character, the kind of feelings that I would not even know I had. He would bring it out of me just by watching him, you know. And once that happens, I'll be like, I just have a new role model. I'd love to do this with a project on some innocent bystander that decides to turn his TV on and watch a movie, you know. So that's how I pick my role models. Ones that can make my dream come true by watching them. There are different types of roles. That's the different types of preparations for them. There's some roles that are a little bit closer to who you are as a person, so your preparation is going to be different. And there's some roles that are so far from who you are that you have to do a lot of work just to get there. There's some roles that require a lot of information, so you have to do a lot of research. You know, there's some roles that you've seen some other people play, so you go and watch how they play it and just learn a few things. So the way I personally prepare, first, of course, after going through the script, learning as much as you can from the actions your character carries out in the story, his objectives, the W's, the who's, why's, when, and how, who, and just learning as much as you can from character. If the director is available, which I really appreciate if he is, I like to have a conversation with him about it, because when you're playing it, I would like to know what the director wants to do with the story, because I would like us to be in sync when we're filming. So I know when he's doing some particular shots, since I already know his direction with the story, I'll know how to use the character to go in that same direction, so there won't be friction whilst filming, you know. So I like to have conversations. I just rub heads. Two heads are better than one. Then after doing that, then I'll go back with all the information I've gathered, and I'll start doing more research on the character. If it's the occupation, the things the character has been through, things the character is going to do, the decisions he's going to make, all these things. Because no matter how much you know about a character, you don't know everything, you know. And you having that prior knowledge of who this character is going to help you when you're delivering your lines. That's why when you know so much about the character and you're acting, people watching just be like, this is probably how he is in real life. And the reason why they think that way is because you yourself know this character in and out. Every story starts from the middle. There's no story that actually starts from the beginning. So if you've actually known your character to the point where you actually even develop a backstory for him, there's a way that you just be acting that just feels so natural, even though you're saying lines from a script. So I love feeling that way when I'm playing a role. So I like to just do as much research as I can on that. Then once I have all that, then there's now the playing it, the scenes and pulling it off. And that's when I'll go to like past questions, so to speak. I go to movies and series of other actors that have played similar roles or done similar scenes. And I watch them, watch how they did it. And if it's all those kind of roles that it's really deep, I'll go as much as to watch how they prepare to do that scene as well. So I can also do the same thing. So by the time you do all that research, you also have that in your kitty. You have a toolbox full of things that you can use. So when you're ready to film, you're ready. Like you have everything you possibly need to pull off this role. So that's how I prepare. I don't do it for every role. There's some roles that it's either I've played something similar before, so I've already done that research, or it's a little bit close to home in terms of me as a person, or close to someone I know in real life. So I know a lot about that person. So yeah, sometimes I don't do all this research for every role, but there are roles that require it. Like Adze, for instance, I think I did this kind of research like a zillion times because Adze kept changing and changing and changing. And for each change, you have to do a new research. And there are a couple of roles that are so like they're strong. You can tell that when someone watches this film, it's going to touch their heart. And since you know that it's that kind of role, you do not want to play it halfway. Start like Uncloaked and movies like that. It's multiple research. And when you do all this research, you now have to do rehearsals because you don't want to get on set and not be ready in terms of the scene. Yes, you have the lines and blah 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 and all that, but it would be cool if you've done a lot of rehearsals and you know everything you're going to do. And when you not get there, maybe because of how the scene is or of the person you're working with, some things might just come out spur of the moment. Now the cool part about that is you already know what you're going to do. So when something comes, it doesn't hit you off guard. Like you just run with it because you're already comfortable with who you are, comfortable with who the character is. So nothing can literally throw you off. Anything you get just flows with you. And that's what really helps. In every endeavor, there are always going to be challenges, there are always going to be obstacles. It's more so in entertainment, especially when you're starting out. Like I said, you get no's left, right, center. Like, because I remember then I would go for maybe a dozen auditions a month, maybe more. You even be like jumping auditions in one day. You do one in Ikeja. They've written your name in Sole. So as you're done with one in Ikeja, you run to the one in Sole, and maybe you can see after to catch the one on the island. And you do all three and get no. And the next day you're going to do it again. Like you're not even, it can't even phase you because you already know that you have another audition tomorrow that you have to go and give your best and try to kill. So there's always that part of getting a lot of no's. That's like one of the number one obstacles. And it's getting no's on a very, I won't say empty wallet, but very low income. So the amount you spend on transportation and all that. So most times maybe you have to hitch a ride or walk instead of take a bus. Taxi is even completely out of the question. You can't even start thinking taxi. So that there's that financial part. And it's just that part of trying to keep yourself going. When especially Mondays usually are the hardest because everyone knows Monday is like the time when you go to work. Monday is when you go and try and make money. Monday is the serious day. And sometimes a Monday will come and you are the only one in your house doing nothing. And you're not there around that, it gets to like 1 p.m. and you start thinking, what are you doing with your life? that those are like really bad demonic feelings. But those are obstacles that you just have to work through. You just have to keeping that faith of you want to do this, and someday, one day, you're going to get that role, or you're going to get that opportunity to really show what you have, and you keep going. You just keep showing up. And even after you start getting a lot of big projects and everything, there's still that obstacle of not getting that project that you want. Because no matter who you are, there's going to be a particular kind of director you want to work with. There's going to be a particular kind of movie you want to star in. And those kind of projects come and just pass you by. Either you go for a reading and they don't pick you, or you don't even get called for a reading. They just up and cast someone, and the movie comes out and you see somebody doing it like, I could have done so much better than this guy. Why wasn't I picked? And you start wondering, why aren't they picking me? Am I not good enough? You start doubting yourself. And those are things that are always going to happen, but it takes very strong mental strength and faith in yourself to know that every role can be yours. You just have to keep showing up. You have to keep working hard. Keep pushing yourself. Keep pushing your craft. Keep getting better. That one is too important, because no matter how good you are, you're only as good as your last project. That's the truth about it. So if you're not getting better, the world is moving forward, you're already getting worse. You staying the way you are is not good enough. So you have to keep getting better, keep improving, and no matter the obstacle you get, whether it's financial, whether it's psychological, let's assume you're not in entertainment, if you're a banker, when you get successful, it's money, But in entertainment, it's worse because it's fame and money. It's literally you out there. Like, you pick up your phone and someone is jumping about the fact that they just took a selfie with you, or your cousin is using you to make other people jealous because he's your cousin, and stuff like that. And those kind of things definitely have a way of getting into your head. There's a saying that goes, it's very hard to see shadows when you're staring at the sun. Those kind of things definitely will come. But personally, the way I see it is, what is your goal? If you have a big enough goal that you yourself, know that you've not achieved it yet, it's going to be difficult for you to allow stuff like that take over you. For instance, now, I'm still very much not there yet when it comes to giving that feeling to enough people. I'm still not convinced that I've done enough to actually own that ability in every project I do. And there's still a lot I have to learn, a lot I have to grow in. So if I start allowing just this little bit of achievement get there, I'm definitely not going to be able to do that. And there's also that part of knowing that pride comes before the fall. You've worked so hard to get where you are. Like, when you just think back of all the things you've had to go through, the nights that you cry yourself to sleep, the insults you get from both friends and family for looking like you're not doing anything with your life, all these things that you've gone through. When this is in your head and you made a fan that is just going crazy and everything, just seeing you, you're like, yeah, this is nice, you're happy. You know that I've worked too hard to get here for me to mess it up. I can't go back. It's not even an option. So when you start having all those kind of things in your head, it just helps you level out. It helps you stay grounded. And also having the right people around you also helps. People that they've known who you are, they know who you are now, they know where you're trying to get to, and they try to help and not fuel that ego. They keep you grounded. They talk to you like you. So that always helps. You can always run to them when you want to actually have a real conversation about anything, and that helps. There's been a lot of times when I've thought of quitting for multiple reasons. Usually more of, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm still not getting jobs. I'm still always broke. There's always that part. But this was the one time that I was ready to just throw in the towel. Like, I'm no more doing. It was for a series that was going to be big at the time, and I auditioned for it, and finally they called me. I was like, you've been picked. I was so happy. I was like, finally, I'm about to get my big break. And they said they were going to be filming for like 2 months. They had me sending a text that for sure for these 2 months, I'm going to be free. They owe me for those 2 months. And during that time, I happened to get Sugar, which is another big series, but they wanted to film at that time. And foolishly, I told Sugar that I'm not available. And then I got another series. Of course, that one was not as big, but it was work. I was like, oh, I won't be available. I put like all my eggs in that basket. And I think 3 days to when we were supposed to film, I called them like, you've seen us called me to sign a contract. They're like, no, don't worry, we'll call you back. Then one day before film, they just called me. I was like, sorry, there was a mistake. You're not the person we are looking to use. We're very sorry. And I just broke down. Like, I couldn't eat. I broke down completely. The next day, I got called in for a movie that I'd already auditioned for a long time ago. So they wanted me to just do a final screen test. I couldn't read. I couldn't read the words on paper. I couldn't believe it. Like, there were other people there that were actually my friends, and they kept asking me, like, are you okay? Like, is it that you can't see what's on there? I just couldn't. Like, my mind was so scrambled up. I was so depressed that I couldn't read Talk Less of Act. So like maybe he's not the guy that would shot. And I didn't even get that one. So for like a month I was out. But lucky for me, what actually helped was that was when I was starting my filmmaking career. So before I got that call that I won't be getting that series, I already written and produced a short film, which now came out during my depression era. That lifted me up. Like it came out and directors and some writers were like, did you really shoot this? Did you really write this? Like they were so, you have something in you. Like we always thought, you're a good actor, but like there's something in you filmmaking wise as well. Like, and just the hearing that just helped me get out of it. Just not, it's just a setback. Let's get back out there and let's start this hustle again. Let's start pushing. But that experience was the life damaging one. Like I was out, but it's not an experience now. Now I just look back at it and laugh because the sugar that I ended up not doing, I've done, and stuff like that, and many other projects that I thought I needed to blow me, so to speak. Those projects came out. The ones that said they had cast me and changed their mind came out and did do anything for the project and the actors in it. So literally, if I ended up getting it, I would have still been exactly where I was if I didn't get it. So it made me understand that there's no that one project that is going to make you. There's no that one situation that is going to destroy you. It's about you. Just keep showing up. Yes, they told you no. Yes, you did one project that you thought would blow you and now it's out and it's not doing anything. Hustle for the next one. You never know, man. I think one thing I think it applies to everyone. Everyone wants to be happy. Like genuinely happy. And I don't mean happy in terms of you have a lot of money. Because you have a lot of cars, you have a big house. I mean happy from within. Like you wake up with a smile. You don't even know where that smile is coming from. You don't know why. But you're just inherently happy. And that's my goal. And I think mine is more, it's partnered with how life is generally. Not just my life, generally how life is for everybody. Especially the way the world is now. There are a lot of separations. Like they've created so many ways in which we can separate each other. If it's religion, if it's race, tribe, status, even complexion, height, like different ways for us to just separate each other and make us think we're different from each other, which has now led to a lot of evil things to happen in the world. And personally, what I would like from life is to make people understand that those things don't matter. For instance, now, if this building was about to crumble, it wouldn't matter what tribe we're both in. It wouldn't matter who we are. The only thing that matters is that we are both human and we would like to live. And if people can actually just see things like that, see life like that, that all these things that we're thinking are important are not important. What's important is life itself. We're all living beings and we all like to live life to the fullest, live life happily. And if I can help in any little way to just help people understand that all we need actually is just love and kindness. No matter what language you speak, you would understand love. You will understand kindness. If you are hungry and I give you food to eat, it doesn't matter what language I'm giving you the food with. As long as you can eat that food, you will be happy. And just little things like that. And I think what I really want from life is for everyone to understand that we really don't need all that. We just need the little things, which is just love and kindness. And I've not really thought of, or I've not settled on how I can make that happen. But I genuinely feel that my happiness in life would be strong and genuine if I actually can, one way or the other, make that happen through my craft. So it's still something I'm working towards. It's a dream of mine, and that is in reality what I really want from life.